Imagine standing in front of someone who tries to humiliate you, their arrogance slicing through the air like a sharpened knife. Most people freeze in silence, holding back their words, letting the insult linger. But what if you had phrases so sharp, so unshakable, that they could cut through arrogance without you ever losing control? Today, I will reveal 5 Stoic phrases that not only shatter arrogance, but also show everyone around you the depth of your strength. And the last one is so piercing that many who hear it are left stunned, unable to respond. Stay until the end, because this is the kind of power you carry with you for life. The Stoics understood that arrogance is not power, it is a disguise, a fragile mask worn by those who have not mastered themselves. They knew that true greatness is never measured by how loud a man speaks, nor by the size of his pride, but by his ability to remain calm and steady in the face of attack. Seneca once wrote, "Arrogance is nothing but the attempt to appear bigger, while knowing, deep inside, you are small." This cuts to the heart of arrogance. The louder one shouts about their superiority, the more they reveal their insecurity. Epictetus also taught us that insults have no power unless we accept them, for no man can harm your mind unless you give him permission. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, echoed the same lesson. You cannot control the words of others, but you can always control the way you respond. This is the battlefield of Stoicism, not in silencing the arrogant with aggression, but in dismantling them with composure. And that is exactly what we will do now. 5 phrases born from Stoic wisdom, each one capable of disarming arrogance without you ever losing your balance. Phrase 1. You're entitled to see it that way. On the surface, it is simple, but in the face of arrogance, it is devastating. Arrogance craves resistance. It thrives when others fight back. The arrogant expect conflict, because conflict is the stage where they can display their so-called superiority. But when you answer with, "You're entitled to see it that way," you strip away the energy of confrontation. It is like releasing the air from a swollen balloon. The arrogance collapses on itself. And here is the subtlety. You are not agreeing. You are not surrendering. You are acknowledging the other's right to think, nothing more. It is an elegant refusal to play the game. The Stoics called this starving the fire of its fuel. Epictetus reminded us that our mind is free so long as we refuse to let others chain it. By using this phrase, you reveal that you are unchained, untouched. The arrogant who expect battle suddenly find themselves in silence. Imagine this in a boardroom where someone tries to dominate with arrogance. Everyone anticipates your anger, your retaliation. Instead, you breathe and say, "You're entitled to see it that way." And suddenly the stage vanishes. The arrogance is left hanging in the air, useless. This is the silent strength that Stoicism teaches, the kind of power that does not roar, but dismantles. Phrase 2, that's an interesting way to put it. I'll keep it in mind. This sounds modest, almost disarming in its calmness, but it carries the weight of strategy. The arrogant thrive on rejection. They need you to push back so that they can push harder. They need you to fight so that they can pretend to win. But when you respond with curiosity, when you say, "I'll keep it in mind," you turn their arrogance into something weak and awkward. The power is gone because you refuse the battle. Seneca once wrote that even the harshest arrogance can be softened by reason. This phrase is proof of that truth. By showing calm interest, you place yourself above the storm. You do not fight, you lead. You do not resist, you redirect. Picture a man in public trying to belittle you, flaunting his superiority. Everyone expects a sharp retort, an aggressive counter. Instead, you smile, hold his gaze, and say, "That's an interesting way to put it. I'll keep it in mind." The atmosphere shifts instantly. Everyone sees who really commands the moment. The arrogant wanted war. What they got was silence and composure. That is the true victory. Phrase 3. I'd like to hear more before I respond. These words are a shield sharper than steel. The arrogant rely on urgency. They want quick reactions, fiery exchanges, because in speed and noise, they find their advantage. But when you choose patience, when you choose to listen, their power dies. In Stoicism, delay is strength. Marcus Aurelius said that the power to live well lies in choosing our response. And this phrase embodies that truth. By pausing, by asking for more, you signal that you are in control of the pace. The arrogant lose their stage because the performance is no longer theirs to direct. Imagine a heated debate where someone towers over you with raised voice and pointed finger. The crowd expects you to match his fire. Instead, you lean back and calmly say, "I'd like to hear more before I respond." The silence that follows cuts deeper than any insult. For in that moment, it is clear. You are not the one being led. You are the one leading. The arrogant cannot fight patience. They cannot fight calm. They cannot fight someone who refuses to enter the arena at all. Phrase 4. It's fascinating how differently people see the same world. This phrase is subtle, yet devastating. Arrogance believes its opinion is the law, that its perspective is the only truth. But with this one sentence, you shatter the illusion. You do not argue, you do not accuse, you simply remind them that their view is only one of many. And suddenly, the arrogance collapses under its own weight. Epictetus told us it is never the thing itself that disturbs us, but the way we choose to interpret it. This phrase is that lesson made flesh. Imagine a relative at a family gathering trying to impose their view, speaking as though their word is final. You, instead of fighting, say calmly, "It's fascinating how differently people see the same world." The impact is immediate. To continue arguing would expose their own intolerance. To push further would reveal their insecurity. You stand above, untouched, and everyone around sees it. This is not just disarming arrogance. This is exposing it. Phrase 5. If that makes you feel better, then so be it. This is the final strike, the ultimate disarmament. Because arrogance is nothing more than a hunger for validation. The arrogant want to prove, to dominate, to be seen as above. But with this phrase, you cut to their core. If that makes you feel better, then so be it. You are saying, in essence, that their arrogance exists only to soothe their emptiness. And once you say it, the mask cracks. Marcus Aurelius taught us that nothing holds power over us except what we choose to value. If you show that you place no value on their arrogance, then it vanishes. Imagine a coworker flaunting their supposed superiority, waiting for you to engage. Instead, you smile faintly and reply, "If that makes you feel better, then so be it." The room falls silent, not because you lost, not because you surrendered, but because you rose above the game entirely. The arrogant are left with nothing but their own insecurity, and everyone sees it. These 5 phrases share one truth. They do not fight arrogance with more arrogance. They do not descend into the mud of insults and pride. They win by refusing to play the game. That is the essence of Stoicism. The man who controls himself has already won before the battle even begins. By saying, "You're entitled to see it that way," you reveal maturity. By answering, "That's an interesting way to put it," you disarm with calm curiosity. By declaring, "I'd like to hear more before I respond," you take command through patience. With "It's fascinating how differently people see the same world," you dismantle the illusion of absolute truth. And finally with "If that makes you feel better, then so be it," you end the game entirely. These are not just words, they are shields. They are the weapons of those who refuse to bow to arrogance. Imagine what happens when you carry them into your life. Greater respect, deeper calm, absolute command of yourself. This is the true strength of Stoicism. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.